First, we are celebrating this Valentine's Day with wine expert Lori Budd because it's not Valentine's Day without a little wine, and we're going to the country of passion. We're going to Spain, to the Do Monsan region, where all of these wines are from, and this is Granache.
These are all Granache, and the region is Do Monsan, like you said.
Or what we call, how we Americanize it, Granache. We're talking about Granache here.
We are.
Okay, so tell me about the Monsan region, where all of these are from.
So the region itself is basically about 74 miles southwest of Barcelona. So if you've flown into Barcelona, you weren't really that far from it. It's in the region called Catalunya.
Okay.
And it is red wine capital.
Okay.
So we have Garnacha, we have Carignana, which is, we call Carignan here in the United States. And this region became a DO in 2001.
So remind people what DO stands for.
So it's a Denominación de Origen.
Meaning that these are highly regulated wines.
Absolutely. From vineyard to bottle, there is a tracking across the whole system to make sure that the quality of the wine is exceptional.
Okay, and in this region, there are some sort of really specific and unique properties about the geography and the soil there. And so we have the same wine from the same winery, all different soils, which we're going to try.
So the region itself, right, if you think about an egg, okay, there's DOQ Purot, which that's the highest quality, and that's the egg yolk.
Okay.
And then surrounding it, what would be the white of the egg, that is Do Monsan. Okay, and there's a zoning region in here, so they've broken these up into mini villages, and each village has different, you know, or not regulations, but different topography, different soils and things like that. So we have sand, we have clay, limestone, and slate.
And then on the back of each bottle, it will tell you what the soil is. This is so fun. So tell me about this winery in particular.
So this is, I'm going to probably say it
Good, you
incorrectly.
say it. I won't say it.
And it is Cellar de Capsion.
Okay.
Capsenier.
Capsenier.
And they created this series to demonstrate how wonderful the different soil types are in Do Monsan. So each soil gives something different to the wine. And sometimes the best way to taste that is across using that same grape variety over and over. So this winery actually started, it is a cooperative. It started with very few families. Today there's about 80 families that are involved in this winery, and they are actually kosher.
What's that mean?
So, you know, the Jewish...
Oh, kosher!
Yeah, that's a Jersey accent.
I know. I was like, what's that? Oh, how cool. Okay.
But what I love about this is just how it gives us the region in a nutshell, right? There's 16 villages, 53 wineries in this small region. All
making the same wine.
Mostly making Garnacha and Carignana. They also do have white wines. They have Garnacha Blanca,
I love it,
which is white Grenache, and Macabeo, which is also known as Viura, which we talked about in Cava.
Oh, okay.
And the Cava wines.
Okay, well, I want to taste the difference between, I want to make sure that we have time to get to all of them. So let's pour the sand.
This is sand. Okay. And the cartoons tell us a little bit about the region and what the soil does to it. So the sand itself, this allows the plant to put its roots nice and deep. And it's a bright light.
It is bright and light. And I love the color. It's like a burgundy, not like a bright red. This is delicious.
This is so good.
So what about Granache or Garnacha generally? What kind of wine is that?
So Granacha is a red wine. It is, we have it in a lot here in the United States.
I see it a lot.
We use it as a lot in what we call GSMs.
Right.
So Granache, Syrah, Mourvedre. It's very floral. It's typically a lighter wine. It's a fun wine.
Would we call it a medium-bodied wine?
Depending on, actually this will demonstrate it, depending on the soil that it is in. It can be very light or it can be very rich and mineral.
Let's try this next one, which is clay.
So this is clay. So clay allows the water to kind of hang out in the soil.
Yes.
Right. So we're going to have a different type of impact on the soil, but it also dries out. So this is going to provide a little bit beefier of a wine, a little meatier.
I taste that.
Oh,
and sort of feel it a little bit more. This one is a little bit of a heftier wine than the sand.
Absolutely, more meaty because that soil, that clay holds on to it. And then what happens is in the hot weather, it dries out and it cakes, and it's going to provide that meatiness flavor to it.
Let's try the limestone.
Oh, this.
We're going quickly through all of our wines here.
So this is our limestone. So this is the third type of rock that we have in Dio Monsant, and this. The roots have to work to get down because this is kind of like what we have in Paso, the limestone, the fossils. All right, so it forces the roots to go deep, to go find things, to go find the soil.
This one,
to go find the water.
Much different than this one. This one maybe is a little bit more drier and maybe a little more bitter. Not quite as floral, as that one.
Correct. This is definitely more floral. We're starting to get into more minerality, I think.
Oh, I feel like that's what I'm tasting then.
Yeah.
I like them all though.
Absolutely. But it's incredible, right?
It really is. It's the same wine, same winery.
Same winery, same processing, same fruit. Everything is exactly the same. It's just the soils that are
That's crazy.
That are in Dio Monsant.
Okay, the last
now,
one.
This one is the soil that makes Dio Monsant so special. So this
we have a little sample here.
A little sample that was brought back. And this is Yicarera. It is slate. And what this does, there's only 3 regions in all of Spain that have this soil.
Yeah.
And this is what makes it special.
Okay.
And this is going to be more powerful, more mineral driven. And actually, we can even see from the color of the wine that
this is a much different color.
Yes.
This one is a brighter red. This one was almost like burgundy. It was almost brown. This one is a much brighter red.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, as we're tasting this one, I want to tell me the story of the comics. This is just I would buy this because it's so cute.
Right, so each of these labels, the winery has provided a comic strip that basically tells the story of what the soil, what the rock formations that are there do to the wine, right? So for this one, right, because it's the Yicarera, it's going to hold that heat in, and it's going to dry off. You know, the fruit itself is much smaller, the skin is thicker, so it's a bolder wine. And each of these just tells the story.
Well, this is such a fun wine. This is a wine for sort of the lover of the story behind the bottle.
Absolutely.
So we will have all of the information on the wines that we tried here today on Valentine's Day with our wine expert, Lori Budd. Sláinte, cheers, happy Valentine's Day.